going off on the Templar Archives, actually. Savior being really clever here, just trying to pick off some buildings here with a Dark Swarm, and now forcing Naura to go back with his forces. He might be able to take off that Templar Archives, actually, and perhaps even take down a Forge there, which is still doing upgrades. So Naura really needs to go on the attack here. I'm not sure what he's doing with this large force here, just allowing Savior to pick at him, and Savior just absolutely just making amazing attacks left and right. He's going to take down so many forces with just really a dozen Zerglings going into Naura's base. Naura doesn't have anything there, though. I'm really amazed. Naura needs to do something, and Naura is going to go for something. He has two, looks like he has 2 shuttles here, and he's going to try to go for a drop on one of the expansions. Looks like he's going for the 9 o'clock expansion. 4 Reavers getting dropped here, and they're going to take down anything other than air units. Savior really can't reinforce now, and Naura going for an attack now on the front. Savior's going to lose a lot of these drones. He's going to lose all those drones there. Ooh, drone massacre there. But you know, Savior has taken down a lot of units from the main, so Naura really needs to make this attack count. He has taken down the hatchery, though. 4 Reavers will do that quite effectively. Savior with Ultralisks out now. Ultralisks, of course, are quite good against anything, really. Anything that Naura can throw, really, other than just mass Reavers against mass Archons. The only thing that really deals with mass Ultralisk well. And now with Ultralisks out, I don't think they're speed upgraded yet, though. Savior loses that expansion to the 9, but I think oh my goodness, Savior actually took out so much from Naura's main there. He took down the Nexus even, with just as dozens of Zerglings. I'm just amazed Naura let that happen. I guess I'm a little shocked that he let that happen, really, because just a couple of Archons back there would have stopped all the Zerglings cold. In any case, though, Naura now in the middle of the map, I think he's managed to break some of the contain. Plague going off on the Reavers, though. Savior has Plague. Wow, this is incredible. And now we're getting chased by those Scourge, but the Scourge are going to get killed there. And now Savior with Ultralisks and Zerglings here, but Dark Swarm going off in the middle there, but there's just so many Archons. There's like a dozen Archons in the middle, and they're going to polish off whatever Savior can throw in with the splash damage. Savior, I think, needs to go for a lot of Ultralisks here, or even Hydralisks would be a little bit more effective against those Archons and Zerglings. Or Guardians, of course, would be effective. Yeah, so now with tons of Dark Swarm, but also tons of Reavers underneath, and they're not going to be able to do anything. Savior's still with just 1 Devourer, just, I guess, trying to pick off some air units, pick off the Observers. Naura actually is taking the hill here, leading towards Savior's right side here, so Savior might get divided now. Now it's Naura's turn to take the middle, and the middle is so important because it prevents the left and right sides of Savior from massing together. And now Savior's going to lose this 9 o'clock expansion here, and now we're going on the attack here. Now he's at advantage, and Savior's Ultralisks are trapped. Savior doesn't realize it, but his Ultralisks are trapped in that choke point there. There is a narrow choke point in the middle, and Savior's Ultralisks, oh, terrible for Savior here, because the routing was quite poor for those Ultralisks. They're getting themselves stuck on that choke there, and they can't pass, and the Zerglings are taking forever to get through. So 4 Ultralisks really stopping a lot of Savior's own force from getting in, but Savior takes out a lot of Reavers there, and now Savior with a lot of Hydralisks and Reavers, Hydralisks and Ultras trying to take out this Archon force, but these Archons are too strong here. I'm sure they're fully upgraded by now, and Saviour's still with those 4 Ultralisks blocking his own reinforcements. That's really just unfortunate for Savior. He probably has so much going on that he hasn't noticed that's happening. Now more Ultralisks engaging here, and Savior actually is going to be able to polish up this force. Not before they take down his expansion, though. And Savior, oh, I wish Savior had some Scourge there to take out those 2 shuttles. Fortunately, he doesn't. Those shuttles were quite vulnerable. He's moving up some more dropships, moving up some Overlords, probably for a drop now. And Naura's main army is taken out, though, guys. And this map is getting mined out for both players, I have to say. And Savior actually has Naura's expansion now at the 930, at the 230 position, and Naura drops 4 Reavers. This force of 4 Reavers, just a base killer for Naura, just killing any base that comes in. Savior's reinforcing with Ultralisks. Ultralisks are really just one of the few units effective against mass Reavers. Savior's still with 3 Zerglings alive in Naura's base. Oh no! And Savior might be able to take down this robotic support bay. That's incredible. No, he doesn't. Almost takes him down. I think those Zerglings were still from way back when Savior dropped the first time. Just kept them in there, and Savior getting his hatchery back up at the 9 o'clock position, along with a couple of creep colonies to defend against drops. If Savior gets enough creep colonies, enough Sunkens in there, he will be able to prevent Reaver drops, because there just won't be an inch of land for Reavers to land successfully. But Naura getting in before that occurs, and he might be able to take down this expansion again. Naura with his base killing of 2 shuttles. If Savior can get these 2 shuttles down, that would be a huge loss. And Savior going in with Scourge now. If Savior takes these shuttles down, Naura's going to be in huge trouble. Naura sees the Scourge. He's running. Oh, I don't think he's going to get away, though. Both shuttles go down, so those 4 Reavers are stuck there, and Savior can just pull in some Mutalisks or anything to finish off those Reavers. Looks like Lurker trying to go down. Lurker does get down there, but it gets killed by the Reavers before it could just go down fully and kill off those Reavers. Savior doing another mini drop there in Naura space, just trying to keep Naura busy, and Savior actually losing in that 9 o'clock position. I guess he just doesn't have any air units to deal with those stranded Reavers, and those Reavers are going to just polish off everything there. And Naura, I think, down to just 2 mining expansions at the 11 and 9:30 positions. Savior now with I think only 2 or 3 expansions working now. I know the 2:30 is mining, and the 3 o'clock should be mining, and the 5 o'clock should be mining also. But now at the 2:30 position, getting attacked by another Reaver drop here, and just epic Reaver drops from Naura. That's what's keeping him in this game right now, because he's lost his main Archon force, and he's just relying on these Reavers to multitask. And now Savior with a huge force of Ultralisks here. But Savior's drone's blocking the Ultralisks from reinforcing. Oh no, Savior is just it's really unfortunate because this map has a lot of ramps and a lot of choke points that Savior's Ultralisks just aren't fitting, and that's just it's just really unfortunate for Savior. And Naura's positioned his Reavers quite well there, and he's gonna be able to pick off a lot of Ultras because Ultras can't get back there. That's so unfortunate for Savior because the Ultras are stuck in the mineral lines and they can't go back to reinforce. The Hydralisks have to go in 1 by 1 to kill, and finally the Reavers go down, not before interrupting mining for quite a while at that 2:30 position. Naura with Force of Zealots now and High Templar there, and we'll see if he decides some more Archons. I think that would be a good idea against these Ultralisks. And Naura still with now with 4 robotics facilities total, I think. Naura's getting mined out though at the 11 o'clock, and Savior, I think, mined out completely at his main, his natural, and actually at the 5 o'clock. This is the 3:30 position, so Savior actually down to 2 bases, 3 bases if you include the 9 o'clock position. So Savior's still with 3 bases, but I think the 9 just keeps getting killed, unfortunately. Savior going for another drop here, I think, with 4 Overlords. We'll see where he decides to drop, and he drops once again in the main, and he might be able to take down more gateways now. Big drop this time with a lot of cracklings, another crackling drop here. And these crackling drops are quite effective for Savior. They're just so cost effective. All it costs is a couple of minerals, no gas at all, and it just takes out so many buildings every time. And Savior's saving his gas with this dozen Ultralisks. Oh my goodness, I don't know what Naura can do once these two big forces clash. I think Naura's going to lose that as main force though. Now big fight going on. There's about 5 Archons to about a dozen Ultralisks. Savior retreating a little bit though, wants to get his whole force in, and Savior going for a flank across the narrow footbridge there, but Savior just not attacking those Ultras. Those Hydras getting intercepted and killed, unfortunately for Savior. Savior needs to put in a swarm there and attack with his Ultralisks, but Naura has a really good counter here. He has everything that does damage under swarm and nothing that doesn't do damage. Dragoons aren't part of his force anymore. It's just Zealots and Reavers and Archons, all those forces that just kill under swarm just as well as and a Dark Archon being made here. A Dark Archon going up for Naura, so I guess he's thinking about Maelstrom here. So this is just an epic endgame here. Endgame's not ending. I think it's going to come down to mineral exhaustion, guys, and this is the end of the second part. I have to pause here, and I will be back in a second.